we have Solicits. We have June 2022 Solicits to work through. It's that kind of week. And we'll go through as we always do. We'll see what pops up. See if there's any interesting surprises. I don't think there's much, but we'll have a look and see what there is. If nothing else, we get to ogle some covers and go ooh and ah. And as always, I recommend you get the Solicits news story up yourself. Obviously, if you're listening to this in the car or whatever, then fair enough. But if you are sitting and can look at the article yourself as well to see all the covers, I would recommend doing so. So, starting off with Batman issue 124. This is still Williamson writing this. This is the aftermath of Shadow War. So this is just before, because it's July, right?
Zdarsky.
As Batman starting. So, yeah. Backup written by G. Willow Wilson, though.
Featuring who?
It's a good question. Backup features Poison Ivy. Oh, that's why Matt asked.
Yeah, it's more on that later.
Okay, that's why Matt asked. Very good. So, very neat. I do like the main cover there. That's neat enough.
I really like all the covers, to be honest.
Because there's a big mech cover.
I love it. It's very. I don't know who that is, but it's very Stoko-esque.
Yeah, I can see the Stoko sort of detail.
So I can't imagine sitting there and drawing that.
And then there's
so much detail.
Black and white Batman cover with Batman in the rain, which is quite stylized.
Yeah, that's got to be Jock, right?
It looks
it is
Jock-esque. Yeah. That's interesting. Actually, that mech one is giving me like Christmas vibes. It almost looks like Santa's North Pole with all. And
I think that's just because it's the green and the red that are popping out as the only colours.
Because they're not actually presents, but if you told me that was a toy workshop and these were all presents sitting around, I'd believe you.
Yeah, I think it's because green and the red are the only colours that really pop out as well. So that kind of adds to that feel.
Yeah, so that's that silly green T-Rex. It's getting in your brain. Dark Crisis issue 1. Unsurprising, so oversized issue 107. Yeah, it's a nice cover.
Yeah, I love when these are 7 issues.
Yeah, and it's notably it's all the newer legacy characters that are on the cover as well. So you got John, Yara, Joe, current Aquaman, and the current Batman. Well, the new Batman, Tim Fox.
Oh,
so that's kind of interesting. Well, that Pariah cover's quite nice, actually.
Yeah, there's a Bat Family cover too. That's
Bat Family cover.
Yep. Keep going. It's number 9.
Oh, there's a lot of covers. Oh, I like that one. See the one that's got Batman, the blue cape, and the shadows. It's the sort of painted cover. Oh, that one's really nice.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I'm trying to get to this Bat Family. Oh yeah, there it is. That's nice. Okay. Yeah. Is that looks very Redondo-esque, actually, that cover.
It's because it is Redondo.
It's Redondo.
That's the signature at the bottom, Pete.
Oh, that's alright. There you go. Well, at least my eyes aren't betraying me then.
No,
I recognise Redondo.
That Batman one with the blue must be the foil variant. That's why they're really going on the blue.
Sure.
That looks like Capullo.
It's nice stuff, though. But yeah, obviously Dark Crisis is the big event for the summer. Obviously,
that's the Superman one.
We'll check it out and get excited. So no, I feel like the painted one's probably the Inhuke Lee cover, because I feel like I've seen that name with that type of cover before.
No, you're right. When I went back to him, it's the Superman one. That's clearly Capullo.
Yeah.
So very cool. So remind me, is this monthly or twice a month?
Monthly.
Okay.
As far as we know.
For some reason, just in my head, I thought it might be twice a month, but
no, they haven't told us that anyway. At least not to my knowledge.
Yeah, and I know it's only one issue in this Solicits, but this could be the one. That's just because it's first. It might start halfway through the month, and then
it could. Yeah. That would be a great theory if it didn't tell you the date that it was, on the 7th of June.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just like based on just my internal logic. They also announced here a mini-series, a tie-in mini-series called Dark Crisis Young Justice. So you get an issue 1 of this in June, and you got some, the Young Justice characters on the cover there. You got, 3 of them are listed as MIA on the cover, which presumably leads to the plot, but you got Cassie there, who's presumably going to be looking for Bart and Connor and Tim. But this is McGann Fitzmartin writing with Laura Braga on art. I don't know what I think of this writer. The name's popped up before, but I don't know if I.
She did the Tim Drake stuff in Future State.
Given what else
and
is coming up
Urban
in these
Legends.
solicits, I'm not surprised at that tidbit. But this is neat that they're doing like a series, just a mini series as a tie-in, as opposed to infecting books with stuff.
Yeah,
It's better. I'm still struggling to get excited for the book in general, but
like
mean-
I was just complaining earlier this week that like Young Justice, those characters have been relatively MIA. Like,
and now they're literally MIA.
yeah, which I found very funny because I got to wondering what was going on with this whole Earth, War for Earth 3. And one of our, Twitter friends was explaining it to me. And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, that's cool now that I know what's going on with Connor. But like, outside of Cassie and Tim, like we haven't seen too much of them. And Tim's been super sporadic on top of it. So, Bart literally MIA. Last time we saw him was in The Flash, but he was in the future still. So, the fact that they're leaning into all of that, it's kind of nice, but I'll be checking this out for sure.
Yeah, I think this is cool. I mean,
tie-in.
even if you're not interested in the event, just the idea of doing a tie-in miniseries as opposed to infecting all of the various books that everyone's reading already with tie-ins, which they might still do a little bit of, but there's nothing announced for this month, I don't think. Anyway.
Yeah, you got to remember that none of these characters have books to infect.
Well, that's true, but you're saying that as if that's the logic, as if the only reason why it's a miniseries and not just infecting Young Justice is because it's not a Young Justice book. Like,
Probably is.
Well, no, but they chose to focus on these characters, though. I disagree with that
sure.
logic. That's so weird
if
to
there was
me.
a Young Justice book, I think it would just be in that.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. The logic here is flawed because, like, for all we know, there could be Dark Crisis, like Gotham, announced, like the following month, and it's like the back characters, and you could have just argued easily, like, why is this just not in Detective for the next few months, or why is this just not in?
If we do get that stuff, I suspect it'll end up in Urban Legends.
Very possibly, yes.
That'll be my prediction.
I don't care. I'm glad to have Young Justice characters back because, we've gotten they're like this lost generation, and I'm only I only care that much because they're my Teen Titans.
If anything, it's more likely the logic is, okay, we want to do some tie-in stories with someone, and then they went, well, who doesn't have a book, so we can focus on some other characters, and they pick Young Justice for that reason, rather than saying, oh, we'll do Young Justice, well, let's put it in the Young Justice book, oh, they don't have a book, oh, I guess we'll do a miniseries.
Or maybe Megan Fitzmartin is like, hey, I got a Young Justice idea, fits in with Dark Crisis.
Possibly. Basically, I'm saying Connor's.
She basically went, I've got a Tim idea. And they went, can we make it bigger?
Basically, what I'm saying is, whatever the idea was, Connor's one is the last place. It's the least likely.
I think that is objectively wrong, but sure, whatever.
Okay, what's next? I don't care.
Objectively right, I think you better say there, Connor. Next up is Black Adam issue 1. There's a new Black Adam book, written by Christopher Priest and art by Rafa Sandoval. This was announced earlier in the week. This was before the Solicits came out. They announced this. This is probably obviously inspired by the fact that there's a Black Adam movie coming out.
Mm-hmm.
But that did get moved. But I mean, this series may still be going when the movie comes out now in October.
Do you remember when it got moved to?
It's October, I think, if I remember right from last week.
Yeah, it didn't get pushed very much, and then they pushed up Shazam. So
it got pushed from July to like October, and Shazam get moved forward from next year. So Shazam was supposed to be next June, and now it's December because they sent it out to die with Avatar 2.
Oof. I mean, never know. Might still outperform it.
But anyways, Christopher Priest on Black Adam.
I'm all there for it. I assumed this was a mini when this was announced, but I don't see any reference to that in the solicit text.
No. So I just heard this was announced, so I didn't see the creative team on it, and I'm, despite where Deathstroke ended up, and I stopped reading, I was enjoying it up to that point, and it just kind of became a diminishing returns thing. So a fresh start here with Black Adam. I'm here for it.
I guarantee you that Deathstroke omnibus reads amazingly, though.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. I guess that's my only real concern with this is that I did eventually fall away from Deathstroke because it was just, I don't know if it was just, it didn't read as well issue by issue, spread out, or if it was whatever else, but it did get a little obtuse in a way for its own good.
You got a little lost in the weeds in a monthly basis, I think.
Yeah. So I'd be curious to see how this actually stacks up. But I'm still expecting a Christopher Priest book for better or worse. So, we'll see. Variant's quite nice. I don't know. Is that what he's made it look like in the movie? Not that I'm saying it looks like The Rock, but just
which variant?
The more sort of painted looking ones.
Oh, that's the main cover.
Is that the main cover? Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's Urban Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I was just wondering if the hood look was going to be what they're shooting for in the movie.
I mean, he's had the hood look before, right?
Yeah.
No, not Adam.
No?
Has he? No, that's a Shazam thing.
No, he's had a hood before. He had a hood. He had a hood and all the New 52 stuff that Johns did, he had a hood.
Shit, I have to go back. I don't remember the hood. But it makes sense if he's the first, champion.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few nice variants in here, actually. No, I'm looking at them, but...
Yeah? I'm here for this one. This might be a physical, too, not just digitally pick up.
Yeah.
Again, I'm running out of room. I'm going to have to sacrifice something to get more room.
The wife.
No.
The dog.
No.
The other dog.
No. I don't mean actual sacrifice to Baphomet. I just mean I'm going to have to get rid of some stuff in the garage.
I just assume we're doing a blood sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yes, no.
Next up
Last time I did that did not end up well.
Next up is Nubia, Queen of the Amazons, issue 1. This is a 4-issue mini that's starring. Isn't this the exact same title as the book that you just had?
Yes, you also missed a book.
You did.
Did I?
You missed the Flashpoint.
Oh, Flashpoint Beyond issue 5. I mean, there's nothing to this. It's issue 5 of 6.
The confusing thing about this is this was meant to be every 2 weeks, right?
That sounds right, yeah.
But then there's only one issue here. So unless there's another one buried in the Solicits, which would be weird.
There's done that before, though. I wouldn't surprise me if we do find issue 6 that further down, but yeah.
Yeah, that's possible.
These covers, that Garrett's cover.
Maybe the last one got delayed.
There's a nice cover. But...
Oh, that Captain Cold one's...
Captain Cold one's good, too.
Yeah. It's nifty.
I mean, Garrett and Zamanico, as a pair of cover artists go, that's up there.
Well, and Zamanico's the main art. Like, everything about this tells me to stay away, but
then you see Zamanico. You're like,
I see Zamanico and I see Johns, but then I see... And then Jeremy Adams, who, his Flash has been decent.
All right, but back to the key thing at hand, though. Nubia's got another book, which is fine, but it's titled the exact same thing as the previous miniseries you just had. Unless I'm forgetting what that was called. But
that was just called Nubia and the Amazons.
Yeah.
Nubia and the Amazons. Okay, slightly different. I apologize, but it sounded like it was the same thing to me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. 4-issue series. Stephanie Williams writing with Alita Martinez and Mark Morales on the art. So.
Which is the exact same as the previous mini. So it's basically an ongoing book, just with the Trial of the Amazons event in the middle.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it depends. This case, I can see this more just being an aftermath of that, and then that's it. But I mean, maybe they'll do more. I don't know. The variant's nicer though, unless that's the main cover, because sometimes they swap them around.
There's also I assumed it was in last month's Solicits, but there's the Nubia Coronation special in between.
I think
so this comes after that.
Vaguely familiar. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's the JLE cover that's good. I was just checking to see, because sometimes they don't put the variant, or they don't put the regular cover first, and I get flipped around.
That is clearly a JLE cover.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know every artist, so I can't always tell, but with that one I can tell that's that one.
I really like the WADA cover as well, which is the one after.
Mm-hmm. The Frisian-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a weird quality, like the other Amazon in that cover.
You mean not Elektra?
Yes.
I was going to say she's got some sort of like a slutty Street Fighter thing going with a kissy face. Nubia looks great in that cover, though. I'll give you Nubia looks fantastic in that cover. That smirk and the luscious hair looks great.
Yeah.
All right. Poison Ivy issue 1. G. Willow Wilson writing with Marcio Takara on the art. It's a 6-issue miniseries. On you go, Matt. You can.
No, have you guys ever seen that tweet from Tyler the Creator? Where he goes, "Follow me now. This is all I'm going to talk about for the next week." That's how I felt when this got announced.
Well, there's a lot of covers to this one as well.
And every single cover is great.
Every single cover. I think my favorite one.
I don't like all of them, but sure.
No, the one after what is it? Number 3. I don't know who this is.
Number 4.
Not a fan.
4 of 6 is the one I like.
That's the Dan Mora one.
Yeah. Okay. The Dan Mora one's wonderful.
The Dan Mora one, and then the one right after that with she got the trowel.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
That's my favorite. I don't know who this one is. I'm looking for a signature. I don't see one.
The third one, which is very Art Germ-esque, I'm not so keen on. It's a bit overly. No.
I quite like it. I really like the way the light streams in.
If you like that style, that's fine. It's not my style whatsoever.
It can work for me sometimes, but I don't know. There's something like.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like she's modeled after someone who doesn't necessarily look like everyone, like who Ivy normally looks like. She looks kind of specifically different to me in that cover.
But yeah, so I say I might have some new phone backgrounds. So
of course.
Yeah, I added a bunch of stuff to my desktop.
Yep.
Rotation.
But yeah, G. Willow Wilson and Marcia Chikara, who I was just praising up and down for Wonder Woman with the whole duplicates arc right before Trial of the Amazons. So this is all coming up for me. If this is as good as her Wilson's Wonder Woman stuff that I enjoyed, then we're good to go.
I think we have the benefit of this as well, with it being a 6-issue mini. Whereas I think Wilson's stuff, it kind of lost a bit of steam towards the end, and it felt like maybe there wasn't a long-term plan necessarily. Whereas here, it's like, hey, it's just a 6-issue mini.
I don't think that's a
story.
I don't think that's a sign though of her on the long-term books though, because she did miss Marvel for ages, and by all accounts,
I mean specifically on that one, but
yeah. So I think she can do long-form books. It's just that one was wasn't planned right, or was.
Yeah, I don't know if editorial kind of screwed things around a bit, maybe.
Then we got a special. So it is a 5-week month in May. So there's some 5th week things here. So we have DC Pride 2022 issue 1. This is a $10 100-page full of shorts. We got Devin Grayson, Stephanie Williams, Travis G. Moore, Alyssa Wong, and others writing. So we don't even have all the writers yet for this one, but you can expect some more. We also have art by Nick Robles, Brittany Williams, Evan Cage, W. Scott Forbes, and others. So still more to be announced, but I will say I like the cover because they're doing obviously the Pride colors, but it's like so I really like the green ones, the Green Lantern character. To the point where you could have almost made this just all like different lanterns, and that'd be the cover.
You could have done, but that would be for a Green Lantern Pride special.
Yes, I know, but yeah.
But no, but I do like this because it fits each of the characters in the color spectrum right there. Like it matches their look. I mean, you could say that the orange with Tim's a bit of a stretch, but. It's
kind of reddish, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a reddish orange, but no, they all look like they fit. But yeah, it's a really cool cover.
Yeah, no, it's neat. So
I think just interesting. It says there's 13 stories, and something interesting to me is it says a Multiversity Teen Justice kickoff story spotlighting Kid Quick and written by the miniseries team Danny Law and Ivan Cohen, who weren't listed in the writers and artists at the top.
There you go.
I don't remember that book.
It's coming up later.
It's still to come. Okay.
It's still coming up later. I had a quick glance earlier. I noticed that.
Also, Jen Bartel cover variant. I'm in.
One of my favorite couples.
Yep.
We got some of the young adult graphic novels and stuff.
Were these not already out, or
they
just
were? I assume they were hardcovers before, and this is the paperback printings.
Yeah. Well, so I'll just list them quickly. I Am Not Starfire by Mariko Tamaki. Poison Ivy Thorns by Cody Keplinger. Then you have The Low Woods, of course, which is one of the Black Label horror books.
For context, we carry on. This is the Pride backlist. That's why these are being spotlighted.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That makes sense.
You Brought Me the Ocean by Alex Sanchez. I even remember that one a bit. Is that new?
It's not a superhero one, I don't think. It's just a.
No,
I mean, it might be, but it's not part of the.
It's Aqualad. Yeah,
Is it?
Yeah, they call him Jake instead of Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
there you go.
they did not market that one very well then compared to the rest.
Extra Stage Left, the Snagglepuss Chronicles by Mark Russell.
Yep.
That's the thing. Suicide Squad Bad Blood. This is Tom Taylor's whole story, 11 issues. So yeah, and then there's actually another special coming out, and this is by Megan Fitzmartin, following up on the Urban Legends stuff.
It's actually just a reprint of the Urban Legends stuff.
Oh, is that just a reprint? Oh, okay.
It's a reprint with an extra story in it.
All right, well, in that case, I'll just ignore it when it comes out. I assumed it was a new follow-up to it, but fair enough. Yeah, so this is a DC Pride Tim Drake special, but as Cora just pointed out, it is mostly a reprint of the Urban Legends stories.
It says it does it reprints that, and then it has a brand new story that sees Tim teaming up with his former Young Justice teammates and the Batgirls, beginning Tim Drake's 2022 path. So I assume we'll get more.
That's kind of
Tim
annoying
Drake's
because that sounds like it may be a reasonably worthwhile story, but it's only going to be at most half the book.
If that, because those issues in Urban Legends, I think they were solid like 15 pages, maybe
Between 10 and 15. They weren't the longer ones, they weren't the full-size ones, but they were 10, maybe, I'd guess 12 pages if I was going to put a number on it, but
right. But
like
it's
that.
a 60-page book. There's 3 of those to collect from Urban Legends.
So assuming that's like 36 pages of that.
You're maybe getting a 20-page story.
Yeah.
Right.
I suppose to be fair to it, $6 for 64 pages is actually reasonable. You know, because if that was 64 new pages, it would cost more than that.
It's good value if you didn't read it in Urban Legends.
So they're kind of splitting the difference in that if you did read it, it's not as expensive as a 64-page book normally would be, but it's still much more expensive than a regular size comic. So, tackle that how you wish, everyone. Multiversity Teen Justice issue 1. This was obviously referencing that Pride special a little bit earlier. This is issue 1 of 6. This is Ivan Cohen and Danny Lohr writing with Marco Falia on the art. So, yeah. So this is Kid Quick. This is Kid Quick, the Future State Flash. And our fellow heroes Supergirl, Robin, Aquagirl, Clarion, and the Witch Girl. And Troy takes center stage in a miniseries rocking Earth 11 to its core. So that's your team.
I love that Donna Troy just becomes Troy on this Earth. Like, still doesn't get a good name. Just their name.
Just Troy. Yeah.
I thought Troy's fine name, but Troy on its own sounds a bit, because Troy on its own is a bit like Drake. It's just like, oh, he's just Drake.
It's
Troy
so
already
funny.
has its own connotations with the city of Troy,
and it
right?
fits. You know, if they're indestructible, that makes sense, right? Just don't accept gifts.
It's still shit on its own, though. I think. I don't think you want to just become Troy as a superhero.
I just think it's very funny. You know that it's Donna Troy always like we can't find her a non-Wonder Girl good name. You know, just her name is what she goes by. But
well, it's because Wonder Woman's still Wonder Woman, so she can't go up to women, so she has to. I don't know. Just do a Nightwing thing. Just be like Wonderbird or something. I don't know.
Something,
I think what we're establishing here is they need to do the Captain Marvel route of giving Wonder Woman a promotion.
Yeah.
To something else, so that then Donna Troy can become Wonder Woman. Can all move up a spot.
Wonder Woman could become Wonder.
But then
Wife.
Cassie is just Cassie, and we can't do that.
Shh. Don't worry about
that. Anyways, no, this is exciting. I mean, I'm here for teenage superhero stuff. Like that's my demo. So
I really like the Stephanie Hans variant as well. It's the Robin.
Oh, there's a Stephen Byrne variant.
Yeah, it's also pretty nice.
Oh, yeah, that Robin cover's actually. There's a few nice covers here actually for this one.
Yeah.
I like pretty much all of them except the main one, which is the second image on Newsarama, which I think is pretty obvious.
Well, you can tell this one easily though, because it's got the logo and stuff on. Because usually, if anything's going to have that, it'll be the main cover.
Yeah.
So anyone else getting what's her name, Emmy vibes from this Robin? Like,
oh, I could kind of see it.
Just the smirk here, putting up the hair with the batarang.
Sure, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, but
I can see that.
So moving on, we got the Flash, Fastest Man Alive, issue 3. This is the one that's based in the movie universe, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
maybe an easy skip.
The one that we all care about, right?
Oh yes, we all care deeply about that Flash movie. Yeah, can't wait. The one that's now going to come out 9 years after Ezra Miller was cast in the role. Point that again.
Objectively funny.
Yeah. Aquaman the Flash, Void Song, issue 1. This is a Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly story, art by Vasco Georgiev, maybe?
Yeah. Georgiev.
Yeah. There you go.
I only know that because that's the same last name as a hockey goalie. So
very
I'm used
good.
to hearing
that's very Eastern European slash.
So
Georgiev.
This is a miniseries, but notably, it's not Black Label, but it's kind of been presented like one in the sense that it's 3 issues that are oversized. It's the Prestige 3-issue miniseries.
Yeah, I think this is the one. I think we spoke about it a couple of weeks ago. That was announced explicitly to tie in with the upcoming Flash and Aquaman movies. That both, I think, got pushed.
Yeah, they're both next year now. Yeah, so this will be long done by the time either of those movies come out.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get a similar situation to what happened with Shazam, where even though they've solicited this now, they actually push it.
Yeah, they might. Yeah. Sadly, the creative team's not exactly thrilling me with excitement, but that's what it is.
They're maybe not the most exciting, but Lansing and Kelly often turn out really solid stories.
Yeah.
I'd say it's like 8 times out of 10, I enjoy whatever I read from them.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm quite that high on the number. It's probably more like 50-50 for me. But
like, enjoy, not love, but just like, no, that was enjoyable. I'd go, yeah, I'd read that. It was worthwhile.
They did a Birds story, right? And they've done some...
They had some Green Arrow issues way back.
Yeah, Green Arrow.
Nightwing issues as well, I believe.
That's right.
Between...
they're not terrible. But they're not exciting. Yeah. There's nothing exciting about those names, at least right now. They can always earn excitement. You know, people get better, people improve their craft. So this is a thing. But Earth Prime 5, The Flash. This is TV.
It's a TV show.
Yeah. So moving on. Earth Prime crossover issue 6. Moving on. DC versus Vampires Killers issue 1. This is a one-shot. Written by Matthew Rosenberg, art by Mike Bowden.
Didn't we have a one-shot announced for this last month as well? That
sounds familiar. I feel like we've done this conversation before, yeah. So maybe it's just a series of one-shots they're doing alongside the...
Well, this one's set after the book. I know that.
Yeah, I got Harley on the cover here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know, I'm fine with them expanding it a little bit. I mean, don't go nuts, but...
Hey, I'm okay with Rosenberg writing monsters. So, has yet to let me down.
Yeah, I mean, I've not had a bad issue of Vampires yet. It's been fun consistently, so I find it hard to complain. Milestone in History issue 1. This is your other... Well, this is actually not... This isn't...
No?
No.
This seems like... Good?
Yeah, so I was about to say this is another 5th week thing, but what never occurred to me was that last 5th week, because that was actually the 5th week of the previous month. So because we're doing June Solicits,
right.
So this is middle of the month, but this is a 96-page, $10 one shot. Obviously dealing with Milestone. We've got a big list of creators here: Reginald Hudlin, Pat Charles, Tananarive.
Tananarive?
Yeah, there was an extra syllable in there I missed. Apologies if I'm butchering that. Tananarive Du.
Tananarive.
Karen Parsons, Alice Randall, Turi, and others, with art by Ray Anthony 8, Jamal Eagle, Arvell Jones, Dominique Domo Stanton, Ron Wilson, and more. So much like the Pride special, this is another big special with a lot of stories dealing with the Milestone universe.
It seems like it's the history of, which is, I know next to nothing about Milestone.
It's the history of that they're selling on the shocking final page that points to the history, points to the future of the Milestone universe. But yes, everyone wants to buy a $10 96-page book for the final page. I don't know. Feels a little bit cheap to me.
I mean, I think if you're invested in the Milestone universe,
you're gonna pick it up anyways.
Yeah, if you're invested in the Milestone universe and you've got these batches of miniseries that it's been kind of coming out in, I don't know if having one expensive one shot when a lot of those books aren't currently running. There's a couple of them because they're coming up next in the Solicits, but I feel like if you're into Milestone, this probably is a tantalizing issue, I expect.
I don't dispute that. I just feel like the selling it on the final page reveal in a book that's $10 feels a little bit slimy to me.
This is the Maelstone equivalent of like your Rebirth one shot or something like that. I'm not saying it's a 1-to-1, but it's
yeah, no, I agree in terms of the concept of the content of the book overall, but again, it's just explicitly selling the future on one page. Kind of feels a little bit off to me.
It's just marketing jargon, to be honest.
No, it is, and that's what I dislike.
Yeah, so sticking with Maelstone, you got Blood Syndicate Season 1, Issue 2, and then the hardcover for Icon and Rocket Season 1 is in the solicits there. Then you got Duo Issue 2, this is the one Greg Pak's writing, so that's also part of Maelstone, so there you go. And then we move on to Batman's Mystery Casebook, which is...
Sounds like a fun kids thing.
Yeah, so it's got a really young, cartoony art style.
I mean, Charlie Fish does just the kids stuff exclusively, right?
I think now, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the artist, but I'll take your word for it. Christopher Uminga is the artist in particular. You got My Buddy Killer Croc. Again, another young kids graphic novel. And then they're doing a reprint of all of Jeff Johns' Earth 1 Batman books in one big soft cover. So you got all 3 volumes in one big book. Yeah.
Do I need to read Volume 3? I have not read it.
I haven't read Volume 3 actually, so I don't know.
It's fine.
What's the story, Connor?
I'll be honest, I don't even remember. I remember reading it and being like, it was fine. But I couldn't tell you much about Volume 2 either.
Volume 2 was Two-Face.
I don't think I read Volume 2 yet. I think I've only read the first one.
Volume 2 does some interesting things with Two-Face in the whole year 1 relationship with Gordon, Bruce / Batman, and
I know I've read them
Harvey.
all. I remember parts of the first one, and even that's probably only because I reread it more recently compared to other ones. But honestly, I don't think I could massively recommend this book overall.
I'd recommend it more than Superman Earth 1, if that's any.
I mean, if it's a choice between the two and you have to buy one, yes, but...
I like the first volume.
Yeah.
The first volume is pretty good.
Though, for this, I don't think
Yeah, but I'd recommend it more than most of the Earth 1 stuff I've read, because I read Teen Titans Earth 1, and I'd recommend Batman
Teen Titans
over
Earth 1 turned me off from Earth 1.
I'd recommend Wonder Woman Earth 1, the Grant Morrison and
that one's good.
Cat stuff. That's good.
It was so weird though, because it was Jeff Lemire did Teen Titans, right? So it's not like it was some.
No, it was a Teen Titans story, but it was just so off of what Teen Titans usually is, and it didn't feel like Lemire. Like it was kind of missing that Lemire charm. So
I think it was almost a case of Lemire. You have to make it really different to every Teen Titans, so he just kind of did stuff for difference sake, and ultimately just didn't have the heart that you want it to have. Superman 78 graphic, well, the collection, I should say, the trade. It's coming out as
that.
Yeah, and then Batman Volume 6 Abyss. It makes sense they didn't change the volume numbering for this because it turns out Williamson's run's not a run, it's just the arc.
Arc. Well, and what's really weird about this is you've got the Abyss arc and this 124, which was the issue solicited this month, which is after the crossover.
Yeah.
So you've got to read most of this book, stop and go and read the crossover trade when that ever comes out, and then come back and finish this one.
Well, I mean, I assume that 124 issue, while it is billed as an aftermath to the crossover, is probably the reason why it's in this trade and not just in the crossover trade is probably because it does do some general stuff that sets up where Batman is for the status quo for when Volume 7, or if they renumber it to Volume 1 when Zdarsky starts his run and whatever.
It depends how long Zdarsky stays on it, right? Although I'm hoping for a while because I'm enjoying pretty much everything I read from him right now.
Yeah. Action Comics 1044. What's notable about this is that it seems that the Warworld saga is going to include some Metropolis stuff down the line here. So
I think it's interesting. It says to me, it says then in a world without Clark Kent. So I'm assuming that's the backup.
That's the backup with the Dave Lapid art, but still think it's written by Johnson. So I mean, it's still
Yes.
compared to the other backups, it is more tied into Warworld than they have
It
been.
feels like we'll probably start reading the backups for this issue
Yeah.
as opposed to all the other ones that we just haven't been.
I mean, that
Yep.
cover with Superman in the chain version of his outfit does look like it's in a city though, and it's got
I'm assuming that's the variant.
a
Though.
really nice cover. Well, it's a variant, yeah, but
So I mean, that's kind of irrelevant to what's actually happening in the book, right?
well, not always. Not always. It's possible. We got Aquaman issue 5. Yeah.
Manta is on their side, apparently. I guess
Yes, they're all crossing their tridents together.
crossing tridents.
Yeah. That's just
Three
that's some
Musketeers.
sort of euphemism, to be honest.
is.
It does, yeah.
They're all playing with each other's tridents. Batgirl's issue 7.
Guest artist, because Corona, I assume, needs a break.
Probably, yeah, because he's been on all issues up until this point. So Robbie Rodriguez is doing the art for this issue. So
That variant cover is a little bit too anime for my taste, but it does crack me up.
the one with the white
The-
background is nice though.
I kind of love all of them,
The
even
third
though
cover.
Yeah.
the second one is very chibi, but
Mhm.
I kind of love it anyway.
That's
Ace hugging Damien,
Yeah.
like Scooby Doo.
they've had one
Yeah.
of those covers every month though, so that's not a surprise to have the.
I like Babs covering up Bitewing's eyes from whenever the film's going on.
I mean, yeah, the whole Bat family watching a movie together. Notably except Bristow, admittedly, but that's just par for
Yeah,
the
who gives a
course.
shit about Bruce?
Bruce can't go to the movies because, like me, he gets irritated by stupid people.
Mm.
I think he gets PTSD.
Or that. You know what, Connor? That's a lot better. Damn it, it's right there.
Nah.
I really thought that's where you were going with it at first as well.
No.
We got Batman Beyond Neo Year issue 3. I forgot this existed, but there it is. So that's cool. Batman Beyond the White Knight issue 4. So that's running along as well. Batman Fortress issue 2. This is the Gary Whitta book that we spoke about from last Solicits. So
Mhm.
we'll see how that is.
With a great cover.
Oh yeah, the cover's gorgeous. Yeah. It's just that
think that's
glowing orange with the otherwise monotone or monochrome kind of look to it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. I think that's the variant cover, but I love it.
Yeah, making variants better. The fills.
How dare they?
Yeah. I mean, it's not foolish. It's like it makes people buy extra covers.
That's exactly
but,
why they do it. Yeah.
But you know, like it's just it's weird to be the regular artist and know that they're paying someone who does better covers than you.
I would say your saving grace as a regular artist is you're probably doing the regular cover because you're the interior artist. It's your book. You're getting all that money for every page. They hired you to do the book. Whereas whoever's doing the cover, chances are they're just a lot of the time they're just cover artists and they're just doing covers that month.
Yeah, that's
More
true.
time.
That's true. All right, you got Batman Killing Time issue 4. That's the Tom King Batman mini that's ongoing. We just had issue 1 a couple of weeks ago. That it was fairly entertaining. So yeah,
I like the variant where Batman's punching a tiger. Because unless
like
you're
the Catwoman
Batman,
variant as
you only
well.
get to do that once.
It's not like it's just one tiger either. He's taking on 3
No.
tigers.
But he's got a uppercut going like he's playing Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Next up, Batman the Night issue 6, which is 6 of 10. Was this always 10 issues?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, fair enough.
that's why the pacing. Which I thought the same thing too, Pete, till this week when I checked the numbering. I was like, oh, this is why the pacing feels weird for a. I thought it was 6 issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's always been 10.
Okay, fair enough. Batman Urban Legends issue 16. Got Katana on the cover there with Miracle Molly and
Mhm.
Shiva. Is that interesting?
Seems like it, and then not Red Hood. Like I don't know who this guy is.
I assume we were talking about last issue because this is a continuation of the new Birds of Prey book. Well, not book, but
Okay.
story that we were talking about last time.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that makes sense. They got Batman Catwoman issue 12, so that's finally wrapping up.
And Tom King's finally doing a Bat-Cat wedding.
The cover would certainly imply as much, yeah.
See if he goes through with it this time.
We'll see. Well, I mean, they did get married at some point because in the story in the future they were married. They have been married.
Okay, so
so
he does go through with it then.
yeah. So there you go. Batman Superman World's Finest issue 4. Obviously we'll talk about issue 1 later, but we got some Hal Jordan Green Lantern in this cover.
That cover, man. I feel this is more as Hush, where they're just like, give me things to draw.
Mora can do no wrong.
Yeah.
The Freddie Williams Super 90s Superman cover in the second one as well. I'm for it.
Batman with massive tree trunk ties.
Yeah. Although there's also
that dude squatting cars.
There is a Rosmo cover, so don't avert your eyes.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. That I feel the Rosmo art fits Bizarro.
Okay. There's also a Catwoman and Lois Lane cover as well.
There's a lot of Catwoman variants recently. There was one on the one of the other Bat books. I think it was Killing Time had a Catwoman variant as well.
I assume in this case they may actually be in the story in some. The idea that it's Catwoman and Lois is because it's the two kind of love interests.
Right.
Yeah, maybe.
Appear,
it's a Derek Chew cover as well. Those tend to be pretty nice.
Catwoman issue 44 coming out. As it has done, even though I've fallen off the book, the covers have been generally...
All 3 of those covers are just fantastic.
Yeah, the one on the motorbike is probably my favorite.
I think that's the main cover.
Yeah.
It's the red and Harley really pops because it's got a really cool color palette otherwise.
Yeah.
So really nice. Dark Knights of Steel issue 7, Tom Taylor's book, continuing on.
Batman is riding a dragon.
That is true.
And he's literally a white knight.
He is, but it's Dan Mora drawing Batman drawing a dragon.
Deathstroke Inc. issue 10.
Notable on this. New writer.
Oh yeah, prison writing. Williamson's got too much to do. That's the thing. Williamson has to go and focus on
Dexter Soy on art, which I think is new as well. And also, this is as I said, this is Deathstroke Year 1.
Oh my god, I've got a sore hand just looking at that variant cover with all the detail.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
How much?
That's
a lot of work. Yeah, that's a lot of drawing.
That poor artist hand. That is how you give yourself carpal tunnel.
Yeah.
There's a bear playing an accordion in there.
Next up, Detective Comics 1061, Mariko Tamaki with Nadia Shamus on the art. Has it been the same co-writer in each issue of this?
Yeah.
Of this one.
Since it started in the post-Tower world, same co-writer.
Interesting. I wonder if this is like Nadia Shamus has been sort of, groomed and trained to take over after Tamaki leaves.
Yeah, like Tynan was.
Yeah.
I have a graphic novel from her pre-ordered that actually came out this past week called Squire. It's like a youngish adult urban fantasy kind of thing, but it looks kind of cool.
Very Connor.
Yeah, exactly. But my copy is delayed by like 3 weeks because of printing delays. So, but my whole Twitter feed is going up mad about it and saying it's fantastic. So I'm looking forward to getting that. Yeah,
so that's cool. I'm curious to see how this post-Tower batch issues turns out with the co-writer. Because obviously I like Tamaki a lot, so I'm curious to see what
Though it was a little weird with this Solicit calling it like Mommy Talia.
Yeah, that was a bit strange. But we'll see how that goes.
But whatever,
yeah. Art by Ivan Reese and Danny Mickey.
It's the same as we've had for the last year, I think.
Yeah. I like that Riddler cover well enough. So, nice. There's a bit Hermo cover, which, you know what to expect with that. Fables 152, so that's back and still going strong, as it is. Future State Gotham issue 14, so that's still going.
I'm shocked that's still going, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that did feel like one. And it probably will still not last very long. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if it gets to like maybe 18. Harley Quinn issue 16, Connor's favourite book with some Rosmo.
Yeah.
How is it still Rosmo? God damn it.
Look at Harley's eyes on that cover.
Which Harley?
Oh, the one in the jester outfit.
Which I assume is the fake Harley, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but those big white ovals that are supposed to be eyes. Oh, that's funny. I Am Batman issue 10, with your Jace / Tim Batman. And then you got Justice League versus Legion of Superheroes issue 4, which I know Matt will be reporting on. He gets a chance.
Matt claims now that he won't, but he's also just caught up on Justice League,
Yes.
so he will.
I might have already read the first issue.
Monkey Prince issue 5, so that's still chugging along nicely. Naomi season 2.
That cover's great.
Yeah, Naomi season 2 issue 4. So that's going. Oh, that doesn't. Things don't look good for her mechanic friend.
Is it me or is it just like a fairly messy cover? I don't know. Maybe it is just me, but there's something about the separation of that figure, the mechanic friend, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but I think that's what they're going for, is like a chaotic image.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nightwing issue 83. Oh, that's a cover.
93.
93, yes.
Yeah.
That's a cover.
Redondo can do no wrong.
Nope.
I mean, the Jamal Campbell cover is also nice because they usually are,
good.
but
This is one of the rare exceptions of where the variants just do not stack up to the main covers.
no, the main cover's beautiful.
2022, and Nightwing's my favorite book right now.
Do you know what?
And I'm just very happy.
Yeah, it's the yellow and Batgirl's cape just really gives it. It's like a flag. It looks like a flag.
It matches
almost.
the sunshine.
Robin issue 15.
Not looking good for the family ghoul.
There's a dead Al Ghul. We're back to the Lazarus Island. Flatline's still in it.
Mm-hmm.
Damien's brooding. Things are normal.
I like that cover actually. The one that's just like the knife in the family photo.
Mm-hmm.
Also, just the idea as a family photo with Batman in his bat suit, Robin in his Robin suit, and Tally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the main cover as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rogues issue 4, the book that I'm sure we're all excited for because it's such a fantastic idea.
Starts soon, right?
It starts soon,
so.
yeah. It must be. Well, this is issue 4. This is the final issue being solicited, so it must be starting next month. Yeah. Or this month even.
This month, yeah.
So, no, really looking forward to that. The covers have all been great as well. So yeah, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? 116, Suicide Squad Blaze issue 3, Superman Son of Kal-El issue 12.
Which I'll just throw in my extra piece of news here.
Mm-hmm.
Because Kian Tormey, who is the regular artist on Son of Kal-El, has been made a DC exclusive this week.
Oh, nice.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, which is always nice because he's solid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sad by that news by any means. Task Force Z issue 9. So still doesn't say final issue. Oh, it says 9 of 12 though.
It's a 12-issue series. Also,
that was not always a 12-issue series.
Yeah,
that was an ongoing
so.
to start with.
Yeah. I'll take your word for it.
No, because I remember even saying when it started, it's weird that this has been billed as an ongoing. So at some point that is shifted to 12-issue minis, which honestly is fine. I think it's fine. I don't think it needs to go forever. But
do you think it changed into being a miniseries, or was it more they forgot to kind of include that information at some point?
I don't know if it changed. Yeah, it may just be publicly they never announced it was a 12-issue series until whatever.
Yeah, I was going to say I like to think that they're starting to write things like this in chunks. So we'll get 12, and then Rosenberg will go do something for a minute, and then come back to Task Force Z.
The second season.
Yeah, that's how I think a lot of the stuff's going now.
Yeah,
it is. Also, obviously, I'm not reading this book, so that I haven't got like a strong opinion. But the solicit text starts with "Are we the baddies?" in italics, which means I'm assuming they are aware that it's a quote. I'm assuming they're quoting that Mitchell and Webb look sketch.
I suspect so. Yeah.
Which, I mean, automatically, I like this book more than I did.
I mean, the phrasing is exactly that line, so I think it is. It's just, it's not like it just says, "Are we the bad guys?" It's not, "Are we the baddies?"
Yeah.
So
I love that sketch.
The Flash 783.
It's a Dark Crisis tie-in.
Also is
3-issue tie-in in the main book. Look at that.
Shut up! I don't care.
Oh, now he doesn't care.
I got to fight Connor for a solid 5 minutes. It's irrelevant now. Yeah, okay. I'm okay with it. Whatever. Yeah. But it's nice that Wally and Wallace get to
go and search for Barry Allen.
Yeah, team up a bit. Well, to be fair, this one actually does make a lot of sense that Barry's went missing through all this like Infinite Frontier stuff that's been going on. It does make sense that the people who eventually say we have to go look for him are the other Flash characters, so there is some logic to this at least.
Yeah.
So, That's fine. And unlike the crossover that it's currently tied into, I will be reading Dark Race, so I will be invested in what's going on. So, also, I get the impression as well that this one might read relatively well, even if you're not reading Dark Races, just because it's focusing on like a single plot that it's doing on its own.
It's possible.
So.
I'll have to wait and see.
Joker issue 15
Issue.
was the final issue, yeah. Yeah, which we knew for a long time, because he said ages ago that's when it was wrapping
we've
up.
known since like October or something like that.
So, that is cool. It's got a Killing Joke looking variant as well. Although it's notably it's a smartphone that he's holding and not a camera, which is a nice update. Nice touch.
That's clever.
Jurassic League issue 2.
With the absolute wrong creative team labelled in the solicits.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Also, that it's 9 of 12.
It says 9 of 12, which is definitely wrong.
Yeah, they definitely accidentally copied the text for Nice House on the Lake here, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's issue 2 of 6 or 7, whatever it was.
I think it was, yeah.
So, okay. And then Sandman...
Bizarro Saw. Can we talk about Bizarro Saw?
Bizarro Saw.
I mean, I was going to move on swiftly, but sure. Talk about Bizarro Saw if you want.
There's the variant on this one is a dinosaur, like a fossil dig.
Yeah, I like that one more, actually.
Yeah, it's so good.
That is good.
Yeah, it's basically just fossils, but there's like a red cape around one and like a lasso on another one.
And there's a trident.
Batarangs.
It's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's good stuff. Sandman Universe Nightmare Country issue 3, so that's still going on.
The exciting thing about that one for me is Sorrentino's the guest artist this time.
Yeah, and this is the tiny book. It's got a creepy cover with a bit of steak.
I don't like that cover.
Being fed to an eye, which is also a mouse.
I love it. It's terrifying. You
know how Connor feels about needle stuff? That's how I feel about eye stuff. I don't like seeing anything when eyes are involved. So that just...
There's no eyeball there.
No, I know, but just the whole area. I'm just...
I'm assuming this is the smiling man that is referenced in the solicit, because he smiles from his eyes as well.
The Swamp Thing issue 14 of 16, of course, now.
So excited to have this back.
Yeah, so obviously
Green Lantern Swamp Thing cover. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just about to come back this month, I think, or next month maybe. But
next month.
Yeah, so that's good stuff. Yeah, Green Lantern tease is interesting, and we got Wonder Woman 788 with our usual team.
Hey, Lupacino art.
Back to the Psycho stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'll be happy to have that book back to its normal form.
Interesting as well. It's bringing back the Adventure of Young Diana stuff at the back, because that was finished for a while.
But they were doing the Trial of the Amazons build up back then.
Yeah, I guess it takes a break. They've got time to do a sequel story, so
yeah,
whatever. Wonder Woman Evolution issue 8, so that's still going on. And then we're on to just the trades and collections after that.
That's the final issue of Evolution, by the way.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, volume 2 of the No Man's Land omnibus, which I forgot they did a volume 1, to be honest, but that's cool that you can get it all in a couple of big books. Because the big thick trades they put out, it's like 4 volumes of like 500 pages each, so it makes sense. That's
hefty, aren't they?
Yeah, so it makes sense that that's 2 omnibus size. What's interesting though, I don't know if the first omnibus included it, but the stuff that leads into No Man's Land, like Cataclysm, which is the actual earthquake, I would say that plus Road to No Man's Land, which also isn't included, because if you're reading the thick trades, you have 2 thick Road to No Man's Land trades and then 4 No Man's Land trades. So I don't know what was included in the first omnibus, but I would hope that you get some of that.
I would say, given that this is just over 1,000 pages for volume 2, probably those weren't included.
So I would say I hope they do a Road to No Man's Land omnibus then.
I was going to say, it's possible there was a Road to No Man's Land omnibus.
Yes.
You didn't notice.
And if not, go grab the trades and read those before you read No Man's Land. Because there's a lot of important build up to it that I think is actually quite relevant. Batman Secret Files. This is all those Secret Files one-shots that happened, which tie in heavily to the Tynan.
The Fear State stuff.
Fear State, yeah. So, cool. Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries Volume 2. The Black Manta trade for that miniseries coming out.
Yep.
There's a Brightest Day omnibus coming out.
Yeah.
It's just a reprint, I think.
Is that a reprint? Yeah. Back when I read that the first time, it was the 3 single hardcovers that I read.
Dang.
Back in the day. Yep. 8 issues each. Injustice Gods Among Us, Year Zero Complete Collection, Legends.
The paperback version.
Yeah, Legends of the Dark Knight. This is the digital series, I assume.
Yes, it's the one that was like last year, I think.
Yeah. New Teen Titans Volume 14. So this is continue to collect and print the
final volume of it.
The Wolfman Perez stuff. Yeah, because they got up to like Omnibus Volume 5 or something like that. So yeah, this is them finishing the trades of it. Yeah, so that's neat.
It's nice that they have finished it, and you can go and just get all of those trades and just have a nice stack on your shelf. Right?
Well, it's
if you want that.
It's one of the most prominent runs in DC history. It's kind of the big run of the 80s. The 90s.
I agree, but I obviously there's a lot of things like this that fall off, but 14 trades is still a lot. Like the Hellblazer one, that it was like 30 odd trades that collected the entire thing. They finished that. Maybe there's still one more to come out, but I think it's solicited. But just the fact that you can get all of that, I think, is very impressive. The commitment there that they followed through on it all.
No, it's good. It's good that they put the work and the effort in to actually wrap it all up. But there is a lot of runs that did not get finished, where they just gave up after 3 trades, which is really upsetting. But
I guess the sales just weren't there to justify it, right? Which is disappointing. But
yeah, Pennyworth, collecting that Pennyworth tie-in series.
Still love that cover. All the Faunus covers that they had for that book were great.
Suicide Squad Volume 2 Ambushed, current Suicide Squad series, I assume.
Yes,
I think so. Yeah. It's building up to the Earth 3 stuff, so it must be.
Yeah.
It says a lot though that I can't just look at the art and the logo and tell that it's the current series. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, so that's coming out. Is that a hardcover to start with?
No, it's just a paperback, interestingly.
I'm sure there'll be a deluxe later. I'm willing to bet Connor's left nutsack on it. Teen Titans Academy Volume 1, X marks the spot. Everyone was such a big fan of that here. Animal Man Omnibus, new printing of that. So
yeah, it's the Morrison one, which obviously you're working through at the minute.
I
have the old printing of it. I definitely recommend it. It's a nice Omni.
Yeah. The only thing that might be different about it, maybe if they improve their binding over time, the new edition may have a slightly better.
It's very possible that this version is the superior version.
Yeah, but it's not going to be annoying before it comes out.
No,
and people get to check it. Because back when they first started doing omnibuses, they switched to sewn binding, and it was better than the glued, but it was a bit stiff compared to like the Marvel omnibuses, which were much better. But then they kind of improved it, and then over
they've
time,
gotten better over the years.
Yeah.
I haven't read the Animal Omni in years, so I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what that one was like. But I don't remember it being terrible when I read it.
Green Lantern Season 2, Volume 2, Ultra War. This is the Grant Morrison Green Lantern series, the final trade, maybe? Yeah. So there you go. And that's it. That's Solicits. That's June, all wrapped up and in the bag.
We made it.
But there's actually one bit of news that I've got as well to add on to this. This is coming in October, but they've announced it because it's got a bit of celebrity attached to it.
Because the movie is hot right now.
Yeah, so Paul Dano, who plays Riddler in the Batman, is going to be writing a Riddler Year 1 6-issue series, which is going to start in October, which is, a bit of a stunt, but I mean, if he really can, and obviously it's the Riddler that's in the movie that he's writing this about. This is meant to be the movie version of the Riddler. So, intriguing to see how that goes.
Artist is Steven Subic, who apparently is known for his work on Conan and Tarzan stories in the European market.
I was actually skimming.
This will be his American comics debut.
I was actually skimming to see the artist, so I'm glad you found it because it's in the paragraph somewhere.
Buried it in the third paragraph out of 5, so just randomly in the middle of the article.